76 renewable diesel using the Fuel Forward app and save on every fill-up.
Tonight's second period brought to you by Now Save Store 76.
Welcome back in, everyone, here to the Monroe Moccasins Broadcast Network. So glad you guys could be with us, and those tuning in on the radio, 103 Rocks, and also over on our YouTube and Facebook page. So glad you guys can be hanging out with us here on your Saturday night, wherever you may be, alongside Taylor Costa, Pete Fricano, Joseph Furtado with you. A 5-2 game now. The Moccasins, rather the Breakers, pulling it a little closer after that goal, Pete, they had to begin period number 2. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties and trying to work everything out here, Pete, in game 1.
Yeah, sometimes, signals drop, and it's just part of the experience. Sometimes those are just out of our reach. We can't control those, but we are doing our best to keep it going for y'all, radio and TV.
I know some of the fans who have been hanging out with us all last season and joining back in this year. They always used to blame Connor last season. We saw them in the comments. It's #it's Connor's fault. We used to have fun with that here up in the broadcast booth. A couple of signs that we had last season, and I guess we could blame him again, but he's not up here.
Yeah, but we're not doing that this year. Now we're just going to blame it on technology and call it a day. But upgraded technology for this game, and if you're watching the game at home, you're going to see a lot of new camera angles, new fancy stuff that we're going to give you throughout this season. And if you're listening, you won't see those things.
Now, upgraded a lot of equipment over the offseason, got some of those net cams and over the top too as well, and just been continuing to build on this broadcast.
And do a quick addressing here. Although it said game misconduct for Parker Moskal, he did come back out. He's in the penalty box right now, so they may have taken that away. They may have just given him a 10-minute misconduct. We're going to have to look into that a little further, but right now he is still in the game.
So right now in a 5-2 game, this Breakers pulling within 3, but Pete, what an explosion that was back in the first period. The Moccasins who put up 5 in the opening 20 minutes of hockey.
Oh, 100%. And, that's something that we were really hoping for, too, with Russ behind the bench. And now Jay Krupp and Darren Dugan, you've got some minds behind that bench, and there's nothing but fire that came out of there. So I know he had these boys all fired up and ready to go, and they sure showed it.
Well, we thank you all for tuning in with us all night long, and we apologize for the technical difficulties we've been having here in game 1. As the Breakers trying to come back out of their own zone, it's going to fall on back here this time for Kyler Matthews. He'll take a look and reset. Place this one back ahead all the way on down. Going to find it here is Frank Steinway, a former Moccasin from last season too. Out at center ice, placed ahead. The Breakers trying to get up with it. And now out in the neutral zone. This way, Trey Fisher looking to direct the traffic. And the drop on back here for Caden Henry. Looking to reorganize, trying to get a goal against his former team. He'll drop the shoulder, pull up and delay. Worked on by Schumacher, and that's going to go back on down. And slowed up here this time by Eli Bouchard, who had to come in to replace Josh Rosenzweig, Pete, who was pulled after giving up 4 goals in that first period.
That was definitely a surprise with Rosenzweig getting pulled. He's a top quality goaltender in this league, but he got absolutely shelled. There were several plays where he just was out of position or didn't see it or whatever the case. But the Moccasins were just pumping him in left and right.
All coming down to the first 5 minutes nearly gone by in this second period. A steal here out at center ice, and in comes Blake Keller, and his shot deflects over up top. That'll bring us another face-off inside the Moccasins defensive zone.
We definitely want to remind our fans, this is the only game we do have this week. Next week, we are playing next Saturday against the Baton Rouge Zydeco. That is another rivalry renewed. We need y'all to come out and be loud, be proud, show your Moccasins pride, and fill this place, pack the pit.
Another good turnout here again inside the Civic Center, and the Moccasins fan base, Pete, who led the FPHL last season in attendance. 126,000 through 28 games. They averaged about 4,500 fans per game, and that was good enough for best in the league last year.
Yeah, Joseph, and that number broke a 15-year record that was held in the FPHL.
That's going to go on back down.
Fans were here, they were loud, and I tell you, just by looking at the start of this season, they're destined to break their own record from last year.
Yeah, and so, talking to you, it's like one of the things, how loud this building gets. I don't think the fans know, if you're watching on TV, really how loud it is in here. And, we have to turn down some of our microphones, and it's hard to hear you sometime, Pete, when we're talking.
Yeah, and that's a shocker because
great
you always
again.
Hear me. But, yeah, absolutely. And we had a hard time again today, and we knew what we were getting into. As I talked last year, this building, it's the way it's contoured to me, it's like an inside of an airplane hangar, and the noise just travels all the way around it, and the fans are just loud, and we cannot hear ourselves typically during the open. We got to get real close, but that's part of this experience here. You have to come out here to enjoy and experience this in Monroe, Louisiana. Who knew?
Who knew? I never would have guessed, right? But here we are now.
I'll tell you, I'm a believer.
I sure am too. As this time it's Layston back down low. Try the one-handed chop, and that's going to be poked all the way back down. The Moccasins are going to have to go back and get it. And that will go for an icing, as Rasmus Asp was the first one to get there, and that will bring us to another media break.
Our first responders and our military family.
14:50 left to go. Second frame here from Monroe, Louisiana. The Moccasins on top 5-2 with the Breakers with the last goal. Welcome back, and everyone here inside the Civic Center. 14:50 left to go. Period number 2. The Moccasins on top 5-2 alongside Taylor Costa, Pete Fricondo, Joseph Furtado with you on hand here for this one. The Moccasins lining in for an attacking zone faceoff right now. Leading this one 5-2, and what's been an offensive flurry here in this first period. Ward back down low now. The Moccasins trying to take it up behind the net. The Breakers hemmed inside their own end. Trying to pry it on free. Pekarchik. They'll go short with it only as far as center, and now it's Gunn back in there and all the way over on the far side. Chandler Lynch there to get it. He'll tap it around. Trying to send that one ahead, but a steal by the Moccasins here in Mo. Out to his brother. Rex and Hagen out there right now. Big rebound in front. Moscow couldn't quite find it. He opened the scoring back in the first period. Makarchik with it, trying to cut his way to the inside, and he lost the handle. And it's thread all the way back on down.
You know, Joseph, I don't know how I failed to say this, but we're going to bring it back. We are on a hat trick watch with Rex Moe.
I don't think the Moccasins ever had one hat trick last season, actually.
We did not. And this is going to be the season where this happens, and it may happen tonight.
Well, Rex Moe had a pair both back in that first period. Blown over the top, and this way for Schumacher. Quickly around the boards that time, trying to get to it. Ballant. And it's sent back all the way down, and Schumacher, first one to meet it. This one sent all the way back on down now, and here come the Moccasins, 2-on-1. In front, the backhand, and that time it's shut down there by Bouchard. As good work there off the rush by the Moccasins to generate that chance, Pete.
Yeah, another good chance by Monroe, and chance after chance. I mean, it's almost it's a broken record for a good reason, but another good shot on goal on Bouchard, the goaltender for the Biloxi Breakers. But he corrals it. Got to have a face-off to his left, his glove hand side. 13-11 to go here in the second period. Still 5-2, Monroe Moccasins.
Well, coming down to the middle stages here in this second period. Moccasins and Breakers, game 1 of 56. These two teams will not meet again until Halloween night. That'll be in Biloxi over at the Coliseum. The Moccasins opening up 4 games at home here in the Civic Center, and then they'll be on the road for quite a minute, though, Pete, until they're back at home.
Yeah, they're going to take quite a road trip right after Halloween. They're still going to be out of town on the 1st in Biloxi, and then they're going to be gone for a little while in November. So come on out, get your fill of Moccasin hockey for the next 4 home games. They're imperative. These boys love to hear you loud.
And that one seen all the way that time through traffic there by Eli Bouchard. And let's grab it there with the glove hand. 12:47 left to play here, second period. We'll see another face-off here. Still inside the Breakers zone. The Breakers, Pete, you know, a team who changed its name, new jerseys, new everything, and, you know, they really try to rebrand their entire organization and also their roster. Only brought back a couple players from last season, but a complete change, and right now, you know, it's almost like maybe you would say like a new team joining the league.
It really almost is. I mean, yeah, you're right. There's only a few players coming back from last season, and pretty much feels like a brand new franchise coming into the Fed.
Yeah, they brought 4 returning players back from last season, so everybody else on their roster completely new.
Yeah, the Moccasins even picked up a former Biloxi player in Sam Turner, who is in the lineup tonight. And Turner had a goal early on against his former club. And Yanni Lirakos as well, former Mississippi player. So it's nice to have some positive additions to this club. But the amount of talent on this Moccasin team on paper is matching every bit of the excitement on the ice this evening. First game of the 25-26 season. This is surely shaping up to be a dandy.
Yeah, just what a different team, though, Pete. This team has changed in just, you know, it's the second season, right? This is only game 1, and their offense has been rolling here in the first period.
Oh, holy jumping. I tell you what, these guys here are really clicking on all cylinders. And, you know, as build, we talked about the defense being bolstered, and its defense has been rock solid tonight. Yeah, a couple goals have been in. One, the goofy goal with the play running into Sean Kuhn, but other than that, solid, just solid.
This one sent out the blue line on the give and go, and that's going to go all the way back on down. So Sean Kuhn coming out to play it. He'll set this one back ahead now, this time for Hagen Moe, crisscrossing, lays off, but offsides there.
Ever so slightly that pass from Hagen Moe. Gets the player offsides, and we're going to have to go ahead and get a face-off in the neutral zone. It is good to see Hagen, though, all back, all healed. I know last season he was a little frustrated because of the injury he had. They took him out pretty much right around Thanksgiving, and it was a shame because he was really lighting it up, and it's great to see him back. Good to see him healthy. Good to see him smiling the other day. When I saw all the boys coming in the locker room, it reminded me a lot of a wedding reception, seeing everybody coming back.
A 2-on-1 here for the Breakers. That backhander off the knob there that time of Sean Kuhn. Really hasn't had to face too many pucks here tonight. The Breakers with only 7 shots so far in this game, 5 in the first and 2 here in the second.
Yeah, and they've been pretty quality shots except for that strange one early on, but Sean's been equal to the task.
Now here come the Moccasins. Dubé Plouffe on the drop-off. Trying to work this back in with Johnny Liarakos. Glove down here at the point. And it's going to drop on down here. Dubé Plouffe again with it behind the goal. He'll take a peek and roll back up the boards. Being watched at the hip as he surveys and gives off for a shot on the way. And that time it's stopped there by Eli Bouchard.
Good shot by Ballant. Good pass over to him. And Bouchard saw that one all the way. Was able to corral it and go ahead and keep that one out of the net. We're going to go ahead and have another face-off here in the Breaker zone. To his left again.
So coming up on the halfway mark of period number 2, and that shot deflects off the knob and back into the mesh. So we'll see another attacking zone face-off. And Pete, you know, the Moccasins are putting on a lot of shots, getting a lot of scoring chances. And Eli Bouchard, who came in, didn't get the start, but, you know, he's starting to solidify here for after what Rosenzweig gave up 4 goals in that first period.
He is. He's really starting to settle in a little bit. You know, it's hard for a goaltender to come in cold somewhere in any period. You know, you're not getting any warm-up shots. But even these last 2 face-off draw wins to Frank Schumacher, they've been right to him in a shot on goal. So there's a lot of shots. These guys are throwing everything at the goaltending tonight for Biloxi.
Yeah, spoken from the former goaltender.
So